My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video.
Spider Pig, does whatever a Spider Pig does. So, I'm pretty much just getting home from seeing that Spider-Man Homecoming. What time is it right now? It gotta be, 1:28 in the morning, so it's almost 1:30 a.m. here. I pretty much wanted to do it now because while it's fresh in my head, I just want to talk about it, you know, my couple thoughts, what I thought about the movie. I've pretty much been waiting for this movie since, I mean, I would say Civil War, because that's when, you know, Tom Holland got casted to play Spider-Man and stuff like that, and, you know, he made his little appearance in Civil War and did what he had to do. But if I'm truly speaking from the heart, I've been waiting for this movie since the moment I walked out of the theater of seeing The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because I was like, this franchise is getting rebooted. So I've pretty much been waiting for this movie since the ending of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, you know. If you guys don't know, I am a huge Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero for years. Like, I know some people like either Superman, Batman, you know, even now Wonder Woman, because she's getting, you know, more attention and stuff like that. Freak all them suckers. I have always been a Spider-Man fan. It's kind of been tough these last few years to watch Spider-Man on the big screen. Not really until recently with Civil War was, you know, he really getting any shine, because, you know, the whole casting with Andrew Garfield, that really didn't go out too well. Not saying that was his fault. I personally thought it was just the plot and the pacing of what they were doing with those movies. But so Spider-Man Homecoming, I thought this was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. Was it my favorite Spider-Man, you know, movie they've ever done? No. Like, some people are saying this is the best Spider-Man movie they've ever made. I don't know if I'll say all that. And I do think a lot of people are biased towards Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Like, you know, because he really started, you know, with this character being on the big screen. He was the first, you know, person casted to play Spider-Man on the big screen, you know, and he played him for a couple of years, 1 through 2. 3 does not exist to me. The one thing I found myself guilty of doing, and I didn't even know I was doing it until I caught myself, like, literally, and this was, at that point, it was like a good first half into the movie, I was like, oh my god, I'm like subconsciously comparing this movie to Tobey Maguire's movies. Like, I was doing that junk. I was like, oh my gosh, why is he acting like this? Tobey didn't act like this. Why is he swinging like that? Tobey would like, I literally subconsciously, I didn't really know I was doing it until I caught myself. And once I caught myself, I was able to enjoy this movie more for what it was. So again, I think a lot of people are just going to be biased towards Tobey, and when you're watching this movie, you're just going to be like, Tobey's better, you know. And I was guilty of doing that jump, but once I stopped, I started to, and you really can't even do that because Tom Holland is playing a 14, 15-year-old, you know, student in high school. It's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the Avengers and stuff like that. You really can't even compare this Spider-Man movie to, you know, what Tobey did, because, you know, there's just so many other different factors and characters that come into play in this movie. So once I stopped trying to compare this junk and like break this junk down to what Tobey did, I was able to enjoy the movie that much more. I like Tom Holland in this movie, and I liked him in Civil War as well, but because this is his, you know, stand out movie to where it's mostly just him. Of course, there you still have Iron Man in the movie. Luckily, he's not in the movie as much as I thought he would be, because some people thought this jump was like Iron Man 4 featuring Spider-Man. I was like, please don't do that. Luckily, he's not in the movie that much, you know. But I like Tom Holland. He's just it just seems like to me he's like just quirky 100% of the time, and I know that's how Spider-Man's character is. He's always quirky and, you know, cracking jokes all the time. But it just felt like this man was like never serious. He was just like always like you know. So, but when, you know, things did get a little bit more, you know, serious in the movies, then, you know, it got good. So I do like Tom Holland. I think he has a bright future, you know, as these movies progress, you know, whatever it turns out to be. I think these movies are going to get better and better and better. Michael Keaton as Vulture, I really liked him. I actually liked him more than I thought I would, because from the previews I was kind of looking like like I wasn't really like that into it, but I thought he would. I really liked his character, because he wasn't really, I mean, he wasn't like a menacing villain, but you knew like something ain't right with this guy. Like, he's not all that right in the head, so you didn't really like know what to expect from him. So I really did like Michael Keaton as a Vulture. Vulture, and again, like, I think with these movies they're gonna like start showing, you know, different villains that we've never really seen, because Spider-Man has so many villains. I don't think people realize that. When people think, you know, the villains that he has, people think, of course, Green Goblin, which what they did in, you know, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. You know, people think Dr. Octopus, you know, Venom. Lord, please let that standoff Venom movie be good. Carnage, you know. But Spider-Man has a lot of villains, bruh. Kraven, Mysterio, Rhino, Shocker. I mean, Freak. My God, I can't think off the top. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. But Spider-Man has so many villains, you know, in his world. I don't think that people realize that. So I think with these movies, they're going to start, you know, showing villains that we've never seen before, you know, on the big screen, and Vulture, you know, ends up being one of them. So I really did like Michael Keaton as a Vulture. Zendaya, she plays Michelle in this. She didn't really have as big of a role as I thought she would be. Like, this is legit what she did throughout the entire movie. You guys are losers. I was like, is this chick high? What's wrong with her? She just had like real dry humor, but it did come at good, you know, at good times. And, you know, she seems like a good person, you know, when I watched a couple of interviews from her. So Zendaya was cool. There was a good, you know, cast of characters in this movie, you know, with a few surprises. So I thought again, once you like stop comparing this movie to like the previous Spider-Mans, I feel like if you do that, you won't like this movie. And that's why I think a lot of people that necessarily just think this movie's okay, I think that's what they did. Because at one point I was like, are they gonna have to recast it? I was legit thinking, are they gonna have to recast and just reboot this movie again? Because I wasn't really like that into it like I should be for a Spider-Man movie, you know. But I was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm comparing it to all of the previous movies, you know. So I think that's what, you know, the people that just think this movie is okay, that's what they were doing. But once the action picks up and, you know, things really start to happen, It gets good, man. It really does get good. I always like the action scenes, even in the bad Spider-Man movies. I always like the action scenes with Spider-Man, because he's such a unique, superhero. We got, the web swinging and he's moving fast, doing all this crazy stuff. So I always like to see that on screen. But yeah, I mean, I thought, again, this was his homecoming, Spider-Man's homecoming. So I thought for this, for what they were trying to go for, to bring Spider-Man back to the big screen, I thought this is pretty much the best that they could do. This isn't the origin story of Spider-Man, so you ain't gonna see the Spider slowly going down from the ceiling and getting on Peter's hands and biting him, and then he goes to the wrestling ring and says, "My name is the Human Spider," and then he fights freaking Macho Man, and then the robber takes the money and runs past Peter after he moves out the way, and then eventually runs into Uncle Ben and kills him for like the 100th time. Thank God that's not what this junk is about. This movie is not the origins of how Peter Parker turned into the Spider-Man. So if you look at it from that standpoint, you really can't compare this movie to the previous films. And I just think that was the best way to do it, because no one wants to see that junk like over and over and over again. That's really my thoughts, my verdict on Spider-Man Homecoming. What did you guys think about the movie if you've seen it already? And yeah, just let me know what you guys think about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, my eyes are getting a little heavy, knees weak, arms spaghetti. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. I'm about to go to sleep, so I will catch you guys in my next video, alright? Peace out.